Minds is a nonprofit organization that began in 2002 at the DC jail. We began working through a book club with juveniles who'd been charged as adults. So these were 16 and 17-year-old boys who were in an adult facility. And at the time, they had no school, no access to any programs. And so our program was really needed, and it was really the only outlet that these kids had. Since that time, over the last almost 16 years, the program has evolved and grown to serve not only the kids who are at the jail, but those same individuals when they grow older, and then ultimately when they return to the community. The tools that Free Minds uses to reach young people are books and creative writing. And I firmly believe that the reason that we've had so much success is because of the strength of those tools. Books allow people to go to an entirely different place. And these people are behind bars. They're in a really awful place. And books allow their entire world to expand. They can imagine, not only imagine themselves other places and in other situations, but they realize that the world is so much bigger than what they've experienced. So that's one thing. And writing, the tool of writing, a lot of these kids don't get asked what they think about things. Just because of, it could be a number of things. It could be a dysfunctional family. It could be poor schools, a lot of factors that other kids might not have to deal with. So a lot of times it's the first time somebody's shown a big interest in what they think. And that's a huge realization for somebody to I matter, what I think matters. So, and writing also helps people to get things off their chest. And in jail and prison, it's not a place where people are just always talking about their feelings. It's the exact opposite of that. So for this particular population, writing it's like a gift.
One minute I was this junior in high school, 3.95 GPA, on my way to North Carolina A&T State. Next thing you know, I was 18 years old, I was in federal prison. There was a point in time in my life where I had refused to change. I didn't want to admit it, but I was actually afraid of change. I've changed the people I associate myself with. Change has been really super positive and me returning to society.
David, I knew right when I met him that he was a unique person, whereas most of the kids when they come into the jail at 16 or 17 are presenting this macho, tough guy front because they have to they feel they have to in order to stay safe. David just came in right from the get-go as himself, and he wasn't trying to put on any airs or anything. He was just a kid.
The way I stay focused and stay positive, I think about my future. See, I've had so much pain in my past that I want my future to be this huge, great, bright sun, you know what I mean? I don't want any dark clouds in my future. I want to be as successful as I can. So I honestly, I look into the future, and that's what pushes me. It keeps me going. I spent the last 10 months working for an employer who I had a lot of discrepancies about pay, and I'm not sure if it was because I'm a returning citizen that this person felt like they could overwork me and underpay me, but that's something that I as of 3 weeks ago, I no longer have to deal with, and that made it hard for me to save money. So that was one of the things I've been going through since the last time we spoke. Being an adult for the first time here, free as a man, as a citizen, it's a little difficult. There are a lot of things that I haven't done before. I was clueless this year when it was time for me to file my tax return. I've never done that before. But here it is. For some reason, I'm still considered max custody parolee. Why, I don't know. And I've been asked a lot, report twice a week, urinalysis test twice a week. And that's been the part of my life that's extremely frustrating. and I have to deal with it until 2021. The way it's set up now, the way that those steps, the middle, beginning, and end for a person who goes through that, it's there's nothing humane about it. It's not normal for, you know, a 12-year-old to have to come home after school 3 or 4 times a week to no food in the house. When he turns on the water, it's off. There's feces sitting in the toilet because the water is off. You can't flush the toilet. This is my life I'm talking about. And your mom has a new black eye because your dad wants to get drunk and beat her up. Now you're angry and you're 12 years old and you're physically fighting your father. What is this doing to a 12-year-old's mind and his spirit and his soul? What is it doing to him? So in my case, it made me not want to go home. Who wants to go home and deal with that, right? So I have friends at school, whatever, you know. So I would rather hang with them, you know. So I go out after school instead of coming home. And before you know it, you know, I'm 14 years old and I'm breaking and entering houses. Because I can't recall the last time my mom or my dad has bought me a pair of shoes. My dad rather buy a 6-pack of Heineken than buy his kids some shoes, right? And now you find yourself 16 years old in an adult court system. And even then, the light bulb does not turn on. And then on your 18th birthday, they put you on a bus within like 5 hours or 6 hours. I'm all the way in upstate New York, in Raybrook, New York, in federal prison. And then the light bulb turned on. And said, oh, this is not a joke. This is real. I am 13 hours away from my family in some mountains in upstate New York where I've seen Canadian geese fly over the mountain. I never thought in my life I'd see a goose. And I have 52 years. And I need $5.15 to make a 15-minute phone call. And I have absolutely no money. And I make 12 cents an hour working in the prison system. If I can find me a job. You know? But that's America for you and their criminal justice system. I want more people to care.